Okay, so let's imagine that you and I are working on something together, okay? We have a number of things to do. It's not just one thing. We have a number of things to do, and it's not just today. It's probably going to take at least several days, probably a couple of weeks, okay? And so we have a number of tasks that we need to do, and let's say that we just finished one of those tasks, okay? Now, at that moment, of course, there are a lot of things we can say. We can say, oh, we're done with this. Oh, that's finished. Now, that's done. So we're done with this. We're finished with this. But another expression that I really personally love to use, and I use all the time, and I hear it really often too, so it's a very commonly used expression. So let's say that you're watching this video on Friday, because I'm filming this on Friday and I'm going to upload it pretty soon. So let's say you're watching this on Friday, and we just finished one of those tasks, okay? So in this case, like I said, there are many things we can say, but sometimes we like to acknowledge that because we finished this, there's one less thing that we have to do next Monday. So that's what we can actually say. So we finished this task, right? So we can say, oh, well, that's one less thing we have to do on Monday. And of course, I'm referring to the following Monday, which is next Monday. Well, that's one less thing we have to do on Monday. That's one less thing we have to do on Monday. So the reason we say this is, well, initially we are glad that we got this over with, okay? That we're glad that we're done with this, but we are at the same time we're acknowledging that there are other things to do next Monday. But because we're done with this, we have one less thing that we have to do on Monday, right? I'm sure we have a very similar expression in Korean. I think we say, what do we say? We say, 다음 주 월요일에 할 일이 하나 줄었네? Something like that, right? So now that's the way, this is how you say that in English. So that's one less thing we have to do on Monday. Of course, instead of saying one less thing we have to do on Monday, we can say one less thing to do on Monday. We can say that. So like I said before, you just finished a task and you say, oh, well, that's one less thing to do on Monday. Okay? And of course, we can use this in a variety of situations. For example, it doesn't have to be after you finish a task. You can actually use this expression to suggest that the two of you finish a task now rather than later, so that you'll have one less thing to do next Monday. You see what I'm saying? So let's say you want to suggest it. You want to say, hey, you know what? Let's do this now and get this over with today, so that we'll have one less thing to do next Monday. That's another way we can use this. You can say, I'll just go over that again. All right, you know what? Let's just do this now. Let's just finish this today so that we'll have one less thing to do next Monday. Okay? So that's another way we can use that. So if you're creative, you can really use this in a variety of situations. And I just really wanted to show you this expression because it's very useful and it's just a very good way to, like I said before, express that you are glad that you are done with something, but at the same time, you want to acknowledge that there are other things waiting for you to do in the future. Okay? Now remember, as I always say, it's one thing to understand something. It's a completely different thing to actually be able to use an expression in an actual conversation situation. Okay? So what does that mean? You got to really, really practice it. Okay? You got to create your own sentences, get used to the expression. You got to actually say it out loud many, many times. Repeat it many, many times so that your body, you physically actually feel comfortable using the expressions. Okay? All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your Friday and have a nice weekend. Okay?
So I skip straight ahead to the bread part. Top dog, I'm